Can you tell us how All In ends up happening?
All In is the craziest. The original All In was an independent show. And
No. Go back even for the Meltzer tweet.
Yeah, he said we couldn't do it.
So there's a guy, he's a wrestling journalist.
He is.
Meltzer.
It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, well, let's because he, I think, plays a really important part. As in all wrestling stories, there are all these side factions that influence the...
He's the biggest observer, is what his newsletter is called, but he's been covering wrestling and mixed martial arts for 40 years. And it went from being a newsletter that fans got, the inside scoops, but also a lot of the financial aspects of this, that. He just always covered it. And
it's like, Woj.
I feel almost forever this tether to him. We're not, I wouldn't say we're close or anything like that, but I always feel this tether because he made that tweet. And here I am. He tweets that they asked, could ROH get 10,000 people in an arena? And
Ring of Honor. This is,
At the time, I've been on these shows.
Yeah.
I know we can. Buddy, I've seen it. Like,
have you done the show with the Young Bucks and Kenny with Ring of Honor yet?
So we've done together with Ring of Honor and New Japan. We did a show at Lakefront that was for Ring of Honor specifically. That did as many seats in the building. It was 7,000 people. So what are we talking about here?
If you're feeling the buzz,
I'm not only feeling the buzz, I'm pre-workout up at the gym. I'm loaded. Let's go. I'm loaded. Niacin is like pumping through my veins. It's a Lifetime Fitness in Woodstock, Georgia. And I saw this tweet and I thought, like, no, man, like, this is, again, let's just will it into existence.
So he goes, I don't think anyone in America outside the WWE can do 10,000 seats. You tweet,
I'll take that bet, Dave. I said, I'll take that bet.
And then what is the like underground feeling? Or does it cross over from underground to just WWE fans? Like what's happening?
Well, immediately upon tweeting it, I had to call everyone. And hey, are we interested in this? Because I am very very worried, and I would not worried that we couldn't, but at this point I'm wrestling for one company, pretty exclusive domestically in the United States, that being Ring of Honor. And Matt and Nick, we're all making the same rounds. Kenny's in Japan the whole time. We need financing. Can we go to Ring of Honor for some assistance with financing? And he just passed away. A wonderful man named Joe Koff he's far more instrumental in it than people will ever know, because he saw what we were doing and thought, okay, it's definitely not in your contract, but we can help with production. We can help you. Here's the number to call. Here's Gary Juster was his name. Because again, I'm now calling buildings. Hey, Ontario, California, you know that building out there? Is it US Bank Arena or something? Like calling these buildings like, hey, we want to run a show. Like I have
just cold calling.
I'm cold calling. Yeah. So we get what we need in place to be able to do it. We're also told, I think it was Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend, and they give us the September. Which one's September? Labor Day?
Labor Day, September, yeah.
They told me that's the worst date for wrestling. It's never like everything.
People have plans. They're partying. They're at the beach. Why would they go to wrestling?
Why would they come to wrestling?
That's why it's available.
And I thought, okay, it's cheap. It's available. Here we are. We're going to scale. This was one of my favorite things in my brief management run was to be able to scale tickets. So, okay, front row. $150, you know, that's like this bowl, like $25. I thought it was so cool. I had no clue what I'm doing. But and Matt, Nick, Brandy, Dana, Kenny, we're all kind of in on this together. We're paying people in the most, PayPal, Venmo, cash. But the big rule we wanted to break was there was rules even for all the companies that you can't cross the streams. Like this is before the term forbidden door was coined. But can such and such from CMLL in Mexico be in the same ring with a guy from AAA in Mexico? And we were of the thought there are no rules to the show. We're running the show. Me and these two other guys are running this. So if you want to be on it, it's going to be huge. And how we knew it was going to be huge is we put the tickets on sale. It crashed. We're on the drive from this press conference where the mic didn't even work. We're already as Bush League as we could be, and it crashes, and it sold out in, I think it sold out in 23 minutes, 11,236.
United Center, Chicago.
Not United. It was United holds like 20,000. This
so
was
11,000?
Now Arena in Schaumburg.
Oh, this is
we
the
said
suburb
Chicago.
Of, you gotta say,
but also there's like a plaque on the outside of it to this day with me and Matt and Nick's faces that I've never seen in person. Because they were doing graduations, some minor league games here and there. Yeah. They hadn't had something fill it up like that either in a long time. And 23 minutes or 11,236 people, and everything at that point, everything in my life changed.
Do you tweet anything at that moment? Do you tag
I think I
Meltzer?
tweeted a lot of stuff.
A lot of pre-workout.
Yeah, it was always my best ideas under pre-workout. I actually tell Triple H whenever I send him a creative idea, I always will say I'm caffeinated up because I'll look at it 10 hours later and be like, why was this important to you? Like, why?
The post-pump clarity.
Yeah, exactly. Unreal. Man. That's where the tweet should go out, or the text. But at that point, it was the first thing that happened with All In isn't just the show itself. The best way I can describe it, it was like Woodstock for wrestling. Because this guy who does a series of podcasts, he's super successful. He's helped rehabilitate a lot of the older wrestlers. His name's Conrad Thompson. Conrad told us, he's like, hey, can I run a convention? People are going to piggyback off this destination event you guys have created. This is unheard of. Can I do a convention at the Hyatt? And I'll take care of it. You give me the rules, because we were really big on it's not going to be a Legends deal.
Right.
This is young. This is up and coming.
Yeah.
You're going to see the next generation of superstar and wrestler. And once he set that 3-day convention, every vendor applied, every booth was filled. I remember walking into that hotel and there's just an entire lobby full of wrestling fans, all in that Bullet Club shirt. And they've got a live radio set up in the lobby. And when we walked in, everyone just stood up and clapped.
Wow.
And I felt like royalty. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Then I went by the bar menu, and the bar menu is labeled with like Pharaoh's fries, American Nightmare cheeseburger. I was like, yes, this is happening. Like, we made it. Oh, man.
Did anything go wrong?
Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong.
Like minutes leading up to the event, were you like, oh, we got to cancel it?
So I wouldn't be sitting in this chair had this gone the other way. And this is not a fun story to tell or anything like that, but it's the truth because some people know the story. I got into a slight tussle the night before because I'm walking Pharaoh, my beloved husky, who's always part of what I do, and I had him off a leash. I was in the wrong.
Yeah.
But Pharaoh is chill. Pharaoh's not ever going to be a problem. But this man got in my face over it. So you shouldn't, that's dangerous. Probably right. He's probably had a bad experience with a dog. I'm not even, You're probably right. But something about it, maybe I had some caffeine in my system. I don't know what it was. But he got so close that I felt like he had encroached on my space. So I did shove him. And when I shoved him, he rolled back into the bushes. Like he took this enormous Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin style fall.
Yeah.
And the next thing I knew, I was like, oh no.
He's a wrestler.
Oh
Yeah,
no, like
sell.
done bro. So and he had called the cops. I decided, hey, I'm gonna stay in the lobby. I'm not gonna try and run. I'll stay in the lobby. So it really had he said like I'm pressing charges.
It's over.
It's over. And that was the next day was the first day in my career I had a security detail. And my wife was, you do not leave this room without this man. His name was Sam. He's like, Sam is going everywhere with you. Like I was a problem child all along or something. I'm like, this one incident happened over our dog.
You got put on leash.
Yeah.
They put you on a
They put me on a
dude.
leash, but I got to the building. Because it was touch and go for a second. In addition to that, we lost one of our producers. There's a little pyro hijinks that went off at the beginning where we were trying to show people that we were the first company to have pyro again, and it didn't explode, but then it did as I was starting to go into the next bit.
Jesus
it was
Christ.
Like the fucking Joker did. To the hospital.
randomly. I got an email again. I've almost been arrested now, so I can't go to sleep. I got an email in the middle of the night from John Mayer's publicist, and I thought, no. It's clearly not real. It's like, hey, John would like to come with his friends who are doing a bachelor party, but there are no seats. Like, it's a true sellout. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not replying to this. Again, I'm already in the doghouse. The next morning I wake up and Dana Massey was her name. She tells me like, hey, did you get back to that email? I'm like, no. What? Well, I did. John Mayer is coming to this show. I'm like, wait, John Mayer? Like the actual John Mayer? Like he's coming? And we legit didn't have a seat. So we put him in the middle of the aisle. So he's just in the middle. So the whole show, you can see him like every match. There he is, man. It's John. That's so cool. It was really like touching that he wanted to come, but I just didn't believe it. But yeah, it's just a series of little calamities that. But when we got there, everyone was so excited to be on it.
How was the wrestling that night?
The main event got super rushed because one match went over, but even super rushed, it was fireworks. Rey Mysterio was part of it. Yeah, just him giving us the rub as like, here's a former world champion and WWE Hall of Famer. Rey Mysterio wants to be part of All In. And again, I'll never forget, Ray is heading to the ring, taking pictures with other wrestlers who are backstage, shocked that they're in the same locker room as Ray, when the show has 8 minutes left on the air. I'm like, buddy, in his little Wolverine outfit, I'm like, please go to the ring. Come on, please go to the ring. But I think the most fun I had was after my stuff was over, I got to sit down in the producer chair and just put the headset on and call a few shots here and there and say, hey, check this out, this is coming. And it just felt like the job I always wanted, the moment I always wanted. But I'm real greedy. I am. I'm super white meat. I'm super greedy that the moment it was happening, I just was thinking,
what else are we gonna do?
I bet we can do this again. I bet we can go double or nothing. I bet we can do this again. And
when do you get the call from Tony Khan?